Friday, everyone. And for those who celebrate Easter, happy Good Friday to you. Happy Good Friday to you all. Today's session, we're going to be bringing in the energy of supporting and helping, supporting and helping children of the world. I've really felt that quite strongly. That's something that we often forget about the kids, right? We get as adults, we get caught up in our own conflicts, what's happening in our own world, and we forget that children are they suffer consequences from adult actions or adult irresponsibility or their own inner conflicts, not blaming anyone here, but they seem to sometimes be forgotten or slip through the cracks. And if they're suffering in any way, since their prefrontal cortexes aren't developed and their language centers aren't so developed yet, may not have the wherewithal to speak what is happening for them. And their cries for help come out in different ways that is judged as bad behavior or acting out or it's missed and it's completely missed. And there's so many kids that are suffering from low self-esteem, anxiety. They put so much pressure on themselves. So you can bring forward, you can think about whether you're a parent and you have your own children, if you have children in your life, whether you're a caregiver and work with kids, you can bring those kids you can think about them. If you'd like to hold the space with me and think about the children of the world. So we're going all the way up from 0 to 18, because that's usually when adulthood comes in. But as adults, you also have the wounding of your own inner child. You still have that child essence within you, that inner child that's doesn't go anywhere. We grow up into being adults, but that inner child doesn't go anywhere. There, he or she or that is still there with you. Um, okay, so we're going into the brain first, and we need to run a dumping of stress, anxiety, tension, active memories to abuse, whether overt or covert abuse. So, covert abuse can be done through abusive parents who are manipulative or abusive in any way, or don't have the wherewithal within them to even know that they're being abusive or manipulative in any way, using guilt trips, coercion, and force to get the child to do what the parent wants. So you can think about this if you don't have any kids in your life, or if you'd like to do this with me, bring forward the children of the world to hold space for them. So in their brains, this can start to dump, but also your own inner child will start to dump or release that tension from your own body mind. So we're dumping from the brain, coercion, forcing, using fear-based language to manipulate the child and doing what they want. So often parents will do this instead of taking the time to explain to the child or talk to the child or reason to the child, getting down to their level, using language that they understand. They'll simply say things like, I told you so, and because, and I know better than you. And so what this ends up doing in the brain of the child is starts to um, gaslight the child's own experience instead of woo, guiding. It's a manipulation. So what we're doing within this brain is we're untwisting woo, knots. We're dumping stress, anxiety, tension from this brain. It just feels overwhelmed. It's like, well, I say this hurts, and then someone's telling me, no, it doesn't, or I shouldn't do that, or I don't like this, but they're telling me, they're forcing me to eat this thing, and I don't like it. So these are just very simple examples. Um, for you to start mulling through where you do that also for yourself as an adult. So this is bilateral work, working for the actual children of the globe on the world today, and also your own inner child. So I'm going to tap the cortices, bringing in a hydration to the brain. We're going to do a release of stress. I could feel such pressure on the sutures, on the prefrontal cortex. Feel the limbic brain being squeezed in. So this emotional processing center, the limbic brain in children is underdeveloped. The prefrontal cortex only fully develops as the age of 25, and that's higher reasoning. So the linguistic center only starts really coming into maturation or more development as of 7. And yet we're forcing children to read before those two front teeth come in. And those two front teeth, when they've grown fully, is in correlation with the language center, which says it's ready to take on more. It's ready to learn reading. Yet we're forcing children to start learning to read as young as 5, as 4. I'm not talking about introducing children to books and reading to them. I'm talking about forcing the child to learn how to read before the brain is actually able to physically take on more or do more. So we've got to dump this forcing. Ooh, and expectations from outside that the child then internalizes. So from the ages of 0 to 7, we have something called undifferentiated consciousness. So everything goes in, good, bad, ugly, and everything in between. This undifferentiated consciousness is the thing that helps us to learn stuff. We learn how to get along with others, we learn sharing, we learn about body cues, how to talk, how to eat, language, arts. But we get all the other junk too. It's no one's fault. This is just how we're made as a human experience. But it's creating a lot of tension within the brain. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a brain drain and linking to a release of stress. You're going to release that stress. We're going to do a dumping of the lymphatic system of the brain, which is called the glymph. We need to just release that tension out of the brain and let the child's brain be a child's brain. It can't, as adults, expect a child to reason, to be able to self-regulate, to emotionally regulate. Those are things that are developed over time. But as adults, half of the adults don't know how to emotionally regulate themselves. And so the child then sometimes eternalizes and says, I'm bad, I'm doing bad, I need to do better, I need to take care of things. So it's a very complex session. We're dumping stress, anxiety, forcing from the brain. We're doing a lymphatic drainage. Now, the lymphatic system of the brain only works when we sleep, and and it needs a full 8 hours. And this is being affected by screen time. So I'm going to dump an environmental factor out from the brain in relation to screen time, specifically LED lights. That blue light filter is really damaging for children's brains. And I could see that it's changing the brain structure. And within the brain, oof, we need a healthy mitochondria. Their children need 8 hours sleep. This is why teenagers sleep. They're doing a long time. It's not, they sleep for hours and hours. And we think that teenagers are lazy because they're sleeping so much. No, there's so much happening. They go to bed and they can sleep forever because their brain is changing. They've got hormones pumping through. Their bodies are maturing. They're going through a leap of consciousness. They're changing. They're moving into um, different levels of consciousness. Their chakra system is changing, and sleep is so necessary. And this blue light filter is affecting their circadian rhythms. So we're going to do a circadian rhythm balancing and then also bringing in the microcosmic orbit in relation to planets to help balance out all portions of the brain in relation to the planetary structure of the brain with where the planets are are related. We're going to do a repair to the limbic brain in relation to my emotions are wrong, my feeling my emotions are wrong, and there's this belief system that's been downloaded. Well, I need to numb my feelings. I need to numb my emotions. It's overwhelming. I just shut down. So we're dumping that negative belief system, that damaging belief system, out of the limbic brain. Oh, so that the brain can start to filter and process and regulate in a new way, linking up all aspects of the limbic brain to the other side, to the other hemisphere. So running a reciprocals from the limbic brain left to right and right to left. We're going to support the corpus callosum to soften. The corpus callosum runs the midbrain and it needs to be nice and flexible so that the whole synapses from the brain are talking to each other, that there's good communication within the brain structures. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy and I'm here having a ringing in my ears. So back to that lymphatic drainage to help dump um, what has been imposed upon children by hand-me-down thinking from parents, grandparents, schools, what they see online, friends. And since we have this undifferentiated consciousness, it's really hard for them. It's almost impossible to differentiate. Well, this is kind of baloney. This I can't work with. And so it's really impacting that lymphatic system. So we need to slow this down. It's a lot of brain work. So I'm hearing light big ringing in the ears. So this is not a session passing blame onto anyone. This is a session, some energy healing to address what is happening, to shift those things for the children of the world so that they can come back to a space of calm centeredness as much as possible with all of the things that are happening around them. Okay, now I'm starting to feel settled. There we go. So I'm going to tap cortices to this whole session. And we need hydration coming in here. My tongue wasn't dry before, and it is very dry now. So the brain is crispy. It feels really dry. Where are we going? We're going to go into a hydration of the mitochondria within the brain. And that's going to help with brain synapses, brain communication within the brain and then throughout the body. Water is also very emotional. There we go. And so it's going to help with emotional processing, synthesis, and release. There we go. Often it's said that even children are dehydrated, and that could potentially lead to ADHD and other learning difficulties, and that's from being dehydrated. You can look into that for yourself. There we go. So nice hydration to the brain. Oh, that seemed to do it. There was a breath. Is there anything else? My brain feels like it's buzzing right now, so you can feel yours. See what's happening. Do we need to go further? No, there's a downloading. I just need to wait a minute. There's a download. Ah, there was the stomach gurgle. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And I hope this session serves you well. And if you would like to go ahead and reach me, you can find all my information on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. It helps me so much. to get the word out there. And I'll see you all next week.